So, there are many thoughts that have been rattling around in my head for a long time, and now that I've got back into the habit of making videos, um, I'll lay some of my thoughts down. And the sort of idea that I have today is don't even go there. There are subjects, like politics and religion, which can get you into trouble, and if you're in polite company or at a meal with friends or relatives, you probably don't want to go there. But one of the subjects which is brought about by this conversation that we've been having about a mass immigration, particularly the illegal immigration, but not just that, the influx of foreigners into European countries, including Britain, although we're not part of the European Union, but that's besides the point. And some people argue that race and IQ are connected. And I think when they're using that as a means to say that white people are superior and brown people are inferior, I think that's a distraction, and it's kind of missing the point. And there is an explanation as to why some of these IQ tests may be bringing about results that make it seem that way. So, I assume that intrinsically all human beings have the potential for the same levels of IQ. And the same would apply to compassion and empathy. And what I think has been happening, and this is where ideology, particularly religious ideology, enters the equation. You get religions like Islam, which have a tendency to encourage first cousin marriage. And that, I don't think, is a very good idea. It can result in birth defects and other problematic issues which may not be immediately obvious, when the people are children, but basically inbreeding. We know this with animal breeding, cats and dogs and farm animals. Too much inbreeding is not a good thing. You end up with weaker specimens who are more prone to illness and disease. Therefore, it's a better idea to not do that. So a religion which encourages first cousin marriage, and when this happens again and again and again over multiple generations, the chances are you will end up with people who have got a lower IQ and who are prone to more ailments and illnesses and diseases than more healthy people. So, probably not a popular thing to talk about, but what the hell? And the thing of it is, in this country at the moment, we are importing approximately 1 million immigrants, whether you call them economic migrants or asylum seekers, whatever label you put on them, and a certain percentage of them enter illegally. And to my knowledge, not very many get sent away. So our population, the people who've been here for centuries, are, when you look at it from the outside, being slowly replaced. And the native religion of this country, which is essentially Christianity, unfortunately, I think that's gone quite woke in recent times. And it's woke and weak, funnily enough. I wonder if there's a connection, with the origins of the word. I'm not sure exactly. I doubt it, but it's an interesting coincidence. So I don't think it's a good idea to be importing large numbers of people from other countries who are often hostile to this country and our way of life. And that's the other distinguishing factor. Some of them, they want to come here, they want to colonize, they want to take over, and they're hostile to us. So in the interests of self-preservation, I think that border control should be enforced properly, which very often it isn't. If I want to go abroad to take a plane or a ferry, you have to take your passport. If you forget to take your passport, you can't go. You get sent back. But if you're in a dinghy going across the English Channel and you deliberately throw your passport and your ID and your phone into the water, you still very often can claim asylum in this country. So, yeah, I will return with more don't even go there thoughts, as and when I get the chance to set them down. So, thanks for watching, and see you next time. There's a couple more things I would like to add, things I didn't mention earlier, and that is with low IQ, I think there's a tendency or a propensity to be more gullible and to therefore be more susceptible to toxic ideologies. And I would say that the bad aspects of Islam are very much, unfortunately, a toxic ideology. And also, sometimes it's necessary to state the obvious. And this is a kind of like a disclaimer, and that is that there are many, many people in this country and in Europe and the West in general who come from elsewhere, and they are friendly and they have integrated and they are productive members of society. And as far as I'm concerned, they are most welcome. But I do worry that not everybody, when angers rise and people get riled up, I would hate to see a situation where people with different skin colors are being chased out of Western countries, and the good people get caught up among the bad ones. I would hate to see that. But the fact that so many people from such different cultural backgrounds have been brought into many cities in England and Scotland, and that there seems to have been little or no attempt to integrate. It's like some parts of, I've seen it myself personally in Glasgow, areas with mosques and burqas, hijabs, and it seems if people from these other countries want to turn our country into their country, why not stay in their country and try to improve it from within? And also, I think about something that Gad Saad has spoken about, which is suicidal empathy. If we are bringing in a foreign culture into our own, and some of them are intent on outbreeding the native population and stamping the native religion into the ground and converting churches into mosques. These things do happen. I'm not saying all Muslims are like that by any means. They do happen. Yeah, just more things to be aware of, I would say. Anyway, thanks for watching, and see you next time.